How to reduce your anxiety. The Novak Djokovic story. Anxiety is a challenge that affects people from all walks of life, regardless of their success, experience, or level of confidence. It does not distinguish between ordinary individuals and world-renowned athletes. Even those who have trained their minds and bodies to withstand extreme pressure can still struggle with anxiety. Novak Djokovic, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, has openly spoken about his battle with anxiety following his highly publicized deportation from Australia over COVID-19 vaccine policies. His experience highlights how public scrutiny, unexpected setbacks, and personal disappointments can have long-term mental health effects. More importantly, his story offers valuable lessons on managing anxiety in a way that fosters personal growth rather than emotional exhaustion. Djokovic's anxiety struggles. The aftermath of deportation in early 2022, Djokovic prepared for the Australian Open, a tournament where he had achieved great success throughout his career. As a multiple-time Grand Slam champion, he was expected to dominate once again. However, a political and legal controversy surrounding his vaccination status led to his visa being revoked, barring him from competing. The situation escalated quickly, turning into a global media spectacle. Djokovic found himself at the center of a heated debate about public health, individual rights, and government policies. His deportation was not just a personal setback, it became a defining moment in his career, exposing him to intense criticism and scrutiny. Although he eventually returned to competition, Djokovic later revealed that the experience had a lasting emotional toll. He struggled with feelings of isolation, anxiety, and self-doubt, which affected his ability to focus and perform at his highest level. His experience serves as a powerful reminder that anxiety is not just about immediate stress. It can linger long after a difficult event has passed. Understanding anxiety. What Djokovic's story teaches us. Djokovic's journey through anxiety provides valuable lessons on how to recognize and manage it effectively. Anxiety does not disappear by ignoring it, nor does it need to control a person's life indefinitely. By examining how Djokovic handled his struggles, we can extract key strategies that anyone can use to reduce anxiety. Acknowledge your anxiety instead of suppressing it. One of the most common responses to anxiety is avoidance. Many people try to suppress their worries, hoping they will disappear on their own. However, anxiety does not go away when ignored. It often builds up, creating greater emotional distress over time. Djokovic did not try to pretend that his deportation was just another setback. He admitted that the experience caused long-term mental distress. By acknowledging his emotions, he took the first step toward regaining control over his mental state. What you can do. 1. Instead of dismissing anxious thoughts, acknowledge them. 2. Practice self-reflection by identifying what is causing anxiety and why it feels overwhelming. 3. If needed, talk about your emotions with someone you trust. 3. Verbalizing fears can make them more manageable. Develop healthy coping mechanisms. As a professional athlete, Djokovic has spent years mastering mental discipline, but even he had to adapt his strategies to manage the emotional strain caused by his deportation. He incorporated mindfulness techniques, breathing exercises, and visualization into his routine to maintain focus and manage anxiety. What you can do. 1. Engage in physical exercise, which is proven to reduce anxiety by releasing endorphins. 2. Try deep breathing techniques to calm your nervous system during moments of stress. 3. Practice mindfulness or meditation to stay present rather than fixating on past regrets or future worries. 4. Keep a journal to document your thoughts, which can help process emotions more effectively. Control what you can. Accept what you cannot. A significant source of anxiety is the feeling of being powerless in a situation. People often worry about things they cannot change, which leads to frustration and emotional exhaustion. Djokovic had no control over the Australian government's decision or the public's reaction to his deportation. However, instead of dwelling on what had already happened, he redirected his focus to what was within his power: his training, his mindset, and his future competitions. What you can do. 1. Identify what aspects of a situation are within your control and focus on those. 2. When faced with uncertainty, ask yourself, What small action can I take right now to improve this situation? 3. Remind yourself that you do not need to control everything, only your response to it. Seek support instead of suffering alone. Djokovic did not go through his struggles alone. He relied on his family, coaches, and sports psychologists to help him navigate the emotional toll of his experience. Anxiety often creates a sense of isolation, making it even more difficult to overcome. Seeking support is a key step in managing it effectively. What you can do: 1. Talk to a trusted friend, mentor, or family member about your struggles. 2. If anxiety becomes overwhelming, consider speaking with a therapist or counselor. 3. Join a support group where you can connect with others who understand what you are going through. Redefine setbacks as part of growth rather than allowing his deportation to define his career. Djokovic used it as motivation to push forward. After the incident, he returned to the tennis circuit and went on to win multiple Grand Slam titles. His ability to move beyond his past and refocus on his goals is a clear example of resilience. What you can do: 1. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, treat them as opportunities to learn and grow. 2. Reflect on what an experience has taught you rather than dwelling on what went wrong. 3. Use difficult moments as motivation to become stronger, more prepared, and more determined. Final thoughts: you can overcome anxiety. Novak Djokovic's story is a reminder that even those at the top of their field experience anxiety, but they do not have to be defined by it. By recognizing emotions, developing healthy coping strategies, focusing on what is within one's control, seeking support, and using setbacks as learning opportunities, anxiety can be managed effectively. Anxiety does not have to dictate a person's future. It is a challenge that can be faced, understood, and ultimately reduced. No matter what difficulties arise, there are always steps that can be taken to move forward with confidence and resilience.